Welcome to Trainer Talk. My name is Micah, and today we're going to talk about the anatomy of a food trigger and what you can do to overcome food triggers when they actually happen to you. Now, this happens to the best of us. The best laid plans that we may have to try to keep ourselves healthy, to eat healthy. Maybe you've had a diet that you've been following for the last few weeks, the last few days, or the last few months, or even the last year. And ultimately what happens is you go to someone's house for dinner, or you go out to a concert or something, and you have something that you normally wouldn't eat that's not part of your diet plan. It could be a piece of cake, it could be a funnel cake, it could be a piece of candy, whatever it is. And after that moment where you eat that food, the next day maybe you have another piece of cake and maybe some cookies. And the next day after that you just keep it just keeps rolling. That's what we call a food trigger. It's when you eat something that lights up that part of your brain that loves what you're eating, but is not necessarily good for you, and therefore, consequently, and subsequently, you end up continuing to eat bad foods. So what can you do about it? And what is a food trigger? Well, a food trigger, the reason why food triggers are hard to overcome is because they come in three big sizes usually. They come salty, they come sugary, and they come fatty. And the interesting part about food triggers are that the ones that have the most effect on us are foods that are processed. Why? Because those foods are specifically geared and engineered to appeal to the part of your brain that is associated with addiction. Things that allow you to connect with that food on a regular basis. Things that allow you to want those foods on a regular basis. This is how food companies actually market these products. They put sugar in them, they put fat in them, they put salt in them. The three main groups that really drive a person to want to crave more and more afterwards. And that's why if you eat a piece of cake or you eat something processed, even if you've been eating well for a period of time, you end up wanting to go back to it because it does something to your brain, to the addictive part of your brain that wants to crave it and wants it again. And so it's hard to kind of buck that trend. It's almost like obviously falling off the wagon and not wanting to go back to something that you know that you're addicted to, that's hard to get away from. So the question is, what can you do about it if you find yourself in this death spiral that we call it? If you find yourself in this trapped and not knowing how to get out of this binge of eating these unhealthy foods? Well, we have three ways that you can do this. The first way is to draw a line in the sand. Say to yourself, after this, there's no more, I'm not going to eat any more of it. Decide here and now that your self-destructive behavior is not going to continue, that you're not going to move forward with eating this, that you've been doing well up until that point. Don't feel bad that you've eaten the food. And I know it's hard because we all have guilt associated with it. But you have to push those feelings of guilt to the side. And you have to make a determination that you had already made a life change, and here and now, today, it stops. There will be no more processed foods moving forward, and then get back on the train. Second thing that you can do are remove the triggers from your home. If you find yourself being triggered by perhaps a piece of processed food that you're eating, cake, cookies, whatever it is, don't buy them. When you go to do your grocery shopping, get back on the diet plan list, grocery shopping list. So don't include those processed foods in your grocery shopping list. Give yourself a few weeks of clean eating and clean shopping. Remember, clean eating at home starts from clean shopping. And when you shop well for good quality groceries and good quality foods, then you're going to eliminate those triggers that you could possibly have at home that might affect you later on. And then the third thing that you can do is refocus your goals. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just remember that when you first started your goal, there was a reason why you did. It was because you knew that you had to lose 20, 30, 40, or maybe even 50 pounds. You knew that you wanted to live a healthier lifestyle so that you could play with your children, so that you could be there for your partner, so that you could yourself be healthier and have a higher quality of life, get better sleep, better rest, have more energy. Refocus your goals. Remember the reason why you got into it, and then take those goals and say, I need to get back on track. reevaluate, and then write down those goals so that they work for you again in the future. So those are 3 ways that you can overcome trigger foods, and that you can actually put a plan into action when these things happen and you get derailed. Remember, it happens to all of us. Even fitness professionals, whether you see it on Instagram or Facebook or not, we all like foods that are less than ideal. But it's about the next day. It's what you do next that matters. It's not what you did that day or how you fell off. Try your best to push those feelings of guilt to the side and keep marching forward with your goals. Once again, my name is Micah Logan. You can find us on Facebook, my company, Next Level Fitness. You go to facebook.com/Next Level Fitness. Or you can find me on my own personal page, facebook.com/Micah Logan Boston. You'll see it right here. If you have questions or things that you want to actually be answered on the show, then you can email me at info@nlfhealth.com. That's info@nlfhealth.com. And we'll be sending these videos out weekly, just so that you continue to be motivated and inspired and kept up to date with all the latest that we have to offer you and all the motivational and educational tips that we have. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching Trainer Talk. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching on Facebook, don't forget to share this for your friends and your family. Thank you so much again, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.